Hello and welcome to News Intervention. Today I am going to talk about the rapes committed by Pakistan army men across Balochistan. Yes, Pakistan army soldiers wearing battle fatigues are involved in massive gang rapes across Pakistan occupied Balochistan. Pakistan Army's Frontier Corps, their ISI, their military intelligence and death squads backed by the Pakistan army men are involved in committing rapes across Balochistan. In fact, rape has always been a lethal weapon of the Pakistan army. These people, they committed rapes during the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War, and now they are committing rapes across villages of Balochistan. During the last fortnight, 7 villages in the Keelkor area of district Panjgur in Pakistan occupied Balochistan, all these villages were encircled by Pakistani army soldiers and the members of death squads, which are backed by the ISI and covertly by the Pakistan army. These 7 villages were encircled, and all the women, including the very old to as young as 7-year-old girls, they were all rounded up and gang raped. Everyone was raped. No one was spared. And these young girls were taken as sex slaves to be kept confined in their military cantonments or in the CPEC bases, which doubles up as rape base. The modus operandi of Pakistan army is very simple. Before conducting the rape raids, the men of these villages, the Baloch men, are arrested and taken to undisclosed locations. When the women folk are left alone, the Pakistan army soldiers brandishing sophisticated guns and weapons and the death squad members, they encircle these villages. Women are rounded up and gang raped. Mothers, daughters, grandmothers, no one is spared. And then numerous women are taken as sex slaves. The question is, why do Pakistan army soldiers carrying sophisticated guns conduct these rape raids? And why do they rape hapless Baloch women? Well, there are 2 reasons for it. One, rape has always been a lethal weapon of the Pakistan army. They conducted rapes during the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. It was East Pakistan then. Thousands of Bengali women were gang raped during those times. And now they are doing it again in Balochistan. The thinking in Rawalpindi is that if the women of a fighting population is violated by the Pakistani soldiers, the men would have no other option but to lay down their arms and cease their freedom struggle. They do not learn from history. The Bengalis never put down their arms. The Bengalis attained freedom, and Bangladesh is a sovereign and free country. The Baloch will never do this. But Rawalpindi is not willing to learn from its own history.
बंद करो बंद करो
The second reason for these rape raids on Balochistan's villages is that Pakistan knows, the Rawalpindi generals know that they are fighting a losing battle against the Baloch Sarmachars. They have been losing soldiers for the last several years now. And now, when they are unable to sustain the war against the Balochistan's revolutionaries, the Sarmachars, the freedom fighters, what better way than to resort to their lethal weapon of conducting rape raids. So during these rape raids, the men of these villages are first rounded up, they are arrested under false and fictitious charges, and then the women are violated by these Pakistan army men. The civilized world must take note of these war crimes committed by the Pakistan army, because unless and until the civilized world brings to book these Pakistani generals, rape will continue to be used as a state policy of Rawalpindi. Because after the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War, none of the Pakistani soldiers or their generals were ever tried for these gang rapes and war crimes committed against Bengali women. And this emboldened them. This has emboldened them even further that they are committing rapes across Pashtunistan, Balochistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. In fact, 93,000 soldiers, Pakistani soldiers who were taken as prisoners of war by the Indian Army, when they were sent back to Pakistan after the Shimla Agreement, they committed these same rapes across Balochistan during 1973 till 1976 and 77. This story was deviously kept undercover by Rawalpindi, the generals of Pakistan Army, and none of the world people know about these. It's time that champions of human rights organization and women rights organization react and bring these Pakistani generals, these Pakistan Army soldiers to International Court of Justice and hold them accountable that rape cannot be used as a state policy. Unless and until we do this, Pakistan Army will continue to use a woman's body as a battleground.